Hi, welcome to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we get to visit with businesses and organizations and the people that make our town special. Today on We Are Nacogdoches, I have a special guest. I have Teresa Millard. Teresa, you're the market manager for the Nacogdoches Farmers Market. This is
Yes,
a
ma'am.
great gathering place in our community. A lot goes on there, and I'm so glad you could be with us today to tell us about it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, why don't we start with the farmers market itself, just what it is and where it is.
Okay, we're located on Pearl Street in the old hitch lot, just across the street from the city police station. We're there every Saturday morning from 9 to 12, and we have anywhere from 10 to 30 vendors usually on most Saturdays. We have everything from baked goods to our produce, and we even have a couple of meat vendors that grow their own beef and chickens, and so you have a local source for your meats.
Well, since we're talking about the vendors, I have noticed that you also have things like handmade goods. You have plants sometimes, people selling pot plants and plants for gardens, as well as your flower boxes. So what are some of the more unique vendors that you've seen?
Well, we have a woodworking vendor that comes out usually the first Saturday of the month that makes beautiful handcrafted wood products. We have a vendor who grows her own flowers and makes beautiful floral wreaths and different decorative items for your home using fresh cut flowers. We also have a new vendor that's starting this week that's going to be bringing out creations made in cowhide. We have a crochet vendor. We have a jewelry vendor that makes different beaded jewelries.
Yes, and of course the fresh produce and those other food items are so important. I understand that you kind of have a way to vet the vendors that are bringing food product. Are there some requirements they have to meet?
Yes, for any of our produce or agricultural vendors, we do farm inspections to go out and make sure they are growing and or raising what they're bringing out to the market. We try to go out quarterly to just check and keep up with all the seasonal produce and things to make sure it is being grown here within a 90-mile radius of Nacogdoches to be brought to our market and not being sourced from a store or some other market and brought in.
So it is a true Nacogdoches farmers market.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that. So you mentioned they. Who are those infamous theys that are working at the farmers market?
So we have an amazing board of directors that's made up of volunteers. It is a mix of community members as well as vendors, and they meet once a month. They oversee me. I, I react to the board, or they give me instruction on what to do, and I just make everything happen at the market each Saturday.
So it's very predictable that on Saturday mornings, some people have it in their routine that they go to the market. I mean, it's open. It's right there in the downtown district off of West Main Street. So easy to get to, centrally located in Nacogdoches. You mentioned spring fling. I think there's a fall fling, but tell us a little bit about the special events that might happen throughout the year in addition to just your regular market being open every Saturday morning.
Okay. Well, usually the first Saturday in April, we do our spring fling where we have extra vendors that come in for that day. We also take over the park on that day and have a petting zoo and pony rides and a bounce house and different activities for the kids. We expand our entertainment on those days. Venetia's dance studio has been known to come out and bring a lot of her different kids that perform in different ways and do some performances out there. We have a lot of nonprofits come out and set up to tell about what they do and where they're available to help out within the community. And then we do a similar thing in the fall that's the same type of event, but is our fall fling, and it's usually the first week of October. And then our really fun event that we do in conjunction with the Blueberry Festival is we bring in blueberry wines from around Texas and have a blueberry wine down at our market while the Blueberry Festival is going on.
That is so exciting and so fun. It's really a neat place to be to see what our county can offer. I know that when I've attended the farmers market, it's a catch up with friends as well. I might see someone there I haven't seen in a couple of years. It's really interesting who you bump into when you're at the market. What are some of your fun memories?
Oh, I love, we have a young man who now does face painting for us on some weekends, but he grew up at the market and he is an amazing artist. He has sidewalk chalked our entire market before with special drawings for each of the vendors to match, and just watching the kids that come and grow up there and do has been a lot of fun.
I think watching this market evolve has been very interesting. I know there was a point in time when you went from cash payment only to now what do you accept?
Well, we accept any type of credit card, debit card payment at our Welcome Center. We also accept SNAP cards at our Welcome Center, and then we exchange those for gift cards or tokens that can be used at any vendor. So just any type of payment you want to bring, we can find a way to make it work.
And this is a 501c3 organization.
Yes, ma'am.
So how does it operate? You mentioned a board of directors.
Yes.
Do they manage or govern the market?
Yes, the board of directors governs the market and makes decisions on we're a members only market, so any application that comes in, the board votes on it to approve or not allow. We try to keep a primary focus on our ag vendors because we are a farmer's market, and our artisan vendors are just supplement for the seasons when the farmers are not as productive due to weather and things. But so we try to keep a good balance on that, and the board does a really good job of that.
And I'm glad we kind of talked about this because I think it just raises the quality overall for the market so that no matter what season you're in or what's going on, you can always find something good.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how long have you been market manager?
I just took over that position in November, so I'm relatively new there. My husband and I have been vendors of the market since 2014 when his father passed away, and we took over the family farm. I briefly served on the board of directors for several years between 2017-ish areas, and then took a step back, and now they've talked me into the market manager position.
Well, I bet you showed potential and they capitalized on that, right?
I guess so.
Oh my, and what kind of produce do you bring to the market? I know what it is, but I want everybody else to know.
Well, to put in my father-in-law's words that he put on the application, anything he could grow.
Yes.
We have mustard greens, collard greens, turnip greens, carrots, radishes, kohlrabi, just whatever's in season, we're trying to grow it and bring it out.
And it's just so good that we can get that kind of fresh choice here in Nacogdoches. It really makes a difference in what goes on our tables.
It does.
So you mentioned the volunteer opportunities, but do you want to be a little more specific? Maybe if somebody just wants to spend their Saturday, or maybe during the week if it's not actually at the market, are there options for people to volunteer to help?
Definitely on Saturdays at the market. When we're planning for our flings and things and doing that, there is definitely opportunities during the week. Sometimes during the other seasons, it's not as much during the week. It's primarily on Saturday. But we have our board of directors is the only volunteers we have manning our Welcome Center right at this point. And our vendors all help each other set up and do, so we could always use help setting up and taking down, especially on some of those crazy weather days where we're having to put weights out on everything and to keep everything in place.
Sure, you have to go with the weather.
And we're there, rain or shine.
That's good to know too. I mean, it really is always open on those Saturday mornings.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
very consistent. It's great. So, just curious, not everyone these days is a farming family. I think it's an art. Just really quickly, what's your takeaway from being involved in agriculture? It's so important for our community. What does it mean to your family?
To my husband, especially, it's his dad's legacy. When his dad passed away unexpectedly, he really wanted to continue on what had been his dad's hobby and that he loved so much. And so we're grateful to still have our farm and to be able to keep it going. It's been rough with some of the weather, the way it's been the past few years, but we keep trucking just like any farmer does.
Yes, and we can see that when we go to the market.
Yes.
So you have a website, I believe, and what else do you
We
have?
our website is nacogdochesfarmersmarket.com. We also have a Facebook page and Instagram, and you can find us at the market.
Perfect. Well, thank you Teresa for being with us today.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for joining us on We Are Nacogdoches. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Mass Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.